What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to another Lost Ark video. My name is The Full Measure, but when it comes to Lost Ark, I am a filthy casual, and in this series of videos what I'm doing is I'm bringing builds for you to the channel, specifically for all of the different classes that I have taken to 50 that are able to do chaos dungeons with super ease. These builds are all focused on dealing as much as possible AoE damage and to be able to do these chaos dungeons comfortably without dying. The idea here being that this is a great place for you to start out building your character for these kinds of activities while you gear up and you farm those materials you need for gearing up. Now, the second character that in this series that I'm going to be detailing is the Scrapper. My first one was the Sorceress, and the reason why I picked the Scrapper as my second character was because it was essentially basically the direct opposite of what a Sorceress would be. And my initial concern was that the Scrapper wouldn't be as good at AoE farming and therefore doing chaos dungeons very quickly, but I was super surprised that that was in actual fact not the case. Now, my two criteria for these build videos are firstly that it should be beginner friendly, meaning that you don't have 300 skill points available for your skills. So all of these builds are possible with the starting amount that once you get to 50, which is around 250. I have 265, so I'm not that far away from that in any case, but that's the minimum amount, or the maximum amount rather, that you need for this. The second requirement, as I've said, I've mentioned it twice now, but that the build should be AoE focused and able to do chaos dungeons as fast as possible, because we're looking for efficiency. Now, on the screen right now, you will see the skill tree, the skills that I use for this build, and all of the different sub choices in those skills. In terms of rotation and how you play this, you basically dart in and out of combat with the Scrapper. That is something that the Scrapper is essentially very good at. And basically, you can use Dragon Advent, which is the leap where you slam into the ground like that, as a way for you to enter into combat. So you'll often see, especially in the footage in the background right now, that I kind of back out of a group and then I jump back into them. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to bait as many enemies together so that you can unleash your two AoE skills. The first one being Chain Destruction, which is the fist sort of hitting the floor like this. This essentially pulls the enemies closer as well, and you can wipe out entire groups of enemies with this. And then you have another one, which is Earthquake, which is another AoE ability that allows you to essentially just destroy everything around you. So I'm using my abilities, all the other skills, on cooldown to just dart in and out of combat, as I've said. And as soon as I've got enough enemies around me, I deploy either Chain Destruction or I do the Earthquake. Now, the other cool thing, the other cool ability that the Scrapper has is something called Continuous Push. That's what you're seeing me doing in the background, where I basically just hit the fist, and it's a channeling skill, and I just sort of move in between the enemies like that. Now, this is a fantastic skill because it actually lets you move through enemies. So this is a good way for you to move around in a crowd of enemies as you are guiding them all together, sort of bringing them all together so that you can unleash the next Chain Destruction or Earthquake on them. Now, as I've said, just through rotating these three skills, you're able to very easily breeze through this. The Scrapper is a ridiculously OP character in my opinion, but super satisfying and fun to play. And I especially like the ultimate, where you essentially jump into the air and transform into a dragon and slam. It does a shitload of damage. You can miss with it though, and that is a super big letdown when you do that, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But that's it for the video. Nice, quick and easy. If you use this build, you're going to be able to just melt people, or well, rather enemies, in chaos dungeons, and you'll be able to farm those mats and get your character all the way up. Let me know in the comments down below which other characters you're looking for. I have a whole roster of other characters that I'm still bringing in this series, but it could be that one or two of those that you suggest I don't actually have, and then of course I'll make an effort to bring them to you as well. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. It's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, a great afternoon, and a super awesome evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.